Hey, it's late and I'm tired and it's been a long day. ICE raided a Hyundai mega plant outside of Savannah today and have arrested at least 150 and maybe even more, like 400 workers there. Here's what I can tell you. Started seeing videos this morning of Homeland Security investigations officials. One of the guys is wearing like tactical gear inside this facility too. I love that. They always act like they're raiding bin Laden's house or something. Anyway, the other guy wasn't in tactical gear. He was in a vest looking rather portly, I'll say. Try to be nice about it. Explaining that he had a warrant for the facility and that all the construction needed to stop. Here's a little clip of that.
Warrant for this entire construction site, okay? We're Homeland Security. We have a search warrant for the whole site. We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
There's a distinction here to be made, which is that apparently ICE and HSI and like the 4 other federal agencies that all swarmed this place today, we're looking for undocumented immigrants who are working on construction sites at the plant, and maybe not the plant itself, although it's not entirely clear. Anyway, drove out there. I found Georgia State Patrol there. They had some, their troopers there in their cars. They had a chopper flying overhead. Bryan County Sheriff's Office says that it was not involved. Nobody from Bryan County, the elected officials there, responded to my request for comment, but this is kind of a big deal. This plant is massive. It was touted as the biggest economic development project in Georgia history. They created entire neighborhoods off of I-16 on the way to this plant for workers to live in. It created something like 7,000 jobs and $2.5 billion in investments in Bryan County, which is not a very well-to-do place. So this is potentially kind of problematic, and I don't really understand how it fits in with bring back manufacturing when you raid a manufacturing facility. I don't know. If I'm Hyundai, I don't think I'm really happy to see this news. Anyway, I got home, looked online to see what folks were saying, and I found this woman whose name is, and I'm going to mess this up because I'm not looking at my notes right now, Tori Branum. I think it's Branum. Tori Branum. Tori Branum is running for Congress in Georgia's 12th Congressional District. She's a Marine veteran, a firearms instructor, and of course she's a big supporter of Donald Trump.
Republicans, now that we've won, I have a message for you, and I feel like it needs to be said. God literally looked out for us. I feel like he pulled a blanket of evil off our country. I felt like the air outside got more fresh. It feels wonderful to defeat evil.
She claimed that she helped make ICE aware of the undocumented immigrants who were working on construction sites at the Hyundai mega plant. So I called her up. We had a conversation. When I think of big government, it's hard for me to imagine anything bigger than the President of the United States sort of arbitrarily deciding where to send the military.
When you're protecting the lives of American citizens versus offering welfare programs to get a vote, there's a huge difference.
So in your mind, the National Guard can just go into any city in the United States and just start arresting people?
No, they can go when they're sent by their commander or their governor. Yes, absolutely. Why do you think Georgia sent 75, Florida has sent, there's 19 states now that have sent their National Guard to assist in D.C. because they have a right to do that. These people get a paycheck. So they work for the governor. In fact, the president had a right to send the Marines into L.A. because I'm a Marine too, and that's the president's own. He can do whatever he wants when he wants with Marines. He doesn't need any kind of congressional approval.
And basically what she said is she's glad all this happened. That these jobs were meant for Georgians, they were meant for Americans, and that it's a shame that undocumented immigrants got those jobs that they shouldn't have had. She kind of waffled a little bit between I don't care, whatever happens to them, I don't really care about it, and also saying things like she felt bad for undocumented immigrants because they were working in bad conditions, and there have been some bad conditions out at this site. There's 3 workers who have died in the construction process of this site. But basically, the gist of our conversation was that they're illegal immigrants. So fuck them, basically. She also told me that she thinks that everyone who was not born in the United States should have to go back to where they came from and start the immigration process all over. She said that's the only way to clear up, I think her words were, this whole debacle. So anyway, that's that whole thing. It's past 11:30 and I gotta finish up this story. More at Rolling Stone, more at American Doom. If you support this type of journalism, please pay for it. I call myself a domestic war correspondent because I think that's the situation that we're headed towards, because a lot of people are game for increased military and law enforcement presence in everyday American life. And I just don't see Trump and people like his supporters toning things down. Thanks for watching.